What is up, everybody? This is Riding Insane. Welcome to episode number. First one was mods, second was monodynamic headlights, frame sliders. Episode number 4 of the amazing Ultimate Yamaha R6 build series. But before we begin this episode, huge shout out to the Motivation team. Huge shout out to Nate from the Motivation team for partnering up with this video. Huge shout out to Rizoma, and huge shout out to my 4 or 5 patrons that out of everyone in this world, those 5 people are wanna go the extra mile and support me. So all the links for Motivation will be in the description below. Rizoma, patrons, my Instagram, everyone's Instagram, all in the description below. And let's begin episode number 4 of the Ultimate Yamaha R6 build series. So welcome to episode number 4 of the build series. Now you're wondering, questioning everything about your life right now, because you're like saying, why are you in the hyperbolic time chamber? Well, there's a reason for that. This little baby R6 right here is actually leaking front brake fluid down here. No fault of the bike. There's actually this one dude who worked on the bike. This dude is not mechanically inclined. This dude is not technically inclined, electrically inclined. All he does is pursue and speak about his passion about women, his love for booty. And that man did not work on the bike correctly. He did not do what he was supposed to do. He did not take care of this beast the way she should be taken care of. And that man, if you guessed it, it's your boy saying. So the bike, I flushed out the brakes a while back, and I want to say about a year ago, I probably didn't tighten up the screw correctly, or the nipple cover thing correctly, and because of that, it's been leaking front brake fluid. And if you know anything about front brake fluid, it's very, very dangerous fluid, so I can't be riding around with front brake fluid leaking. But that's the cool part. Today's episode, we're going to be working on something that actually correlates to that, so everything works out perfectly as always for us. So in this episode number 4 of the build series, partner up with Motivation and Nate from the Motivation team. What we're going to be doing is slapping off this Goku reservoir cover that covers the fluid tank that contains the brake fluid, which is leaking. We're going to flush out the brake fluid. We're going to replace these ugly plastic clear black thingy tanks with beautiful made in Italy Rizoma gold finish fluid tanks. We're going to be replacing the front and the rear, so this is going to be pretty awesome because I've never done anything like this, and this is going to be something very new to us, but it's going to make me learn more and more stuff about the baby R6. So in the end, we're going to have a gold finish fluid tank that's going to probably match the gold chrome R6 and going to match the gold Super Saiyan colored frame sliders. There you go. We got the rear tank right here. We got the front fluid tank right there. We got beautiful Rizoma products. We got the support from Motivation team. We got the support from my Patreons. We got support from you guys. We got other sponsors watching this video. This is big stuff. This is something I've always wanted to do. Building a bike alone, it's fun, but it's not that fun. But building a bike with other people involved makes the journey a lot more better. And hopefully I can inspire you guys to do the same thing. And then hopefully after this is going to be a successful job, a simple video, but it's going to be hella long as always because my mouth never closes. But after this job is done, what I'm looking forward to the most is being able to ride this beast again. But yeah, so stay tuned. Hope you guys enjoy this episode. Remember, subscribe only because you love me, and I'll see you soon.
Alright, what's up everybody? We're back in the hyperbolic time chamber. Well, we didn't actually leave the hyperbolic time chamber. I just love saying the hyperbolic time chamber. We're going to be doing the unboxing. We got baby R6 in the back. As you guys can kind of see, that's the old fluid tank right there, the front one. That's the rear one. We have the beautiful Rizoma products. Partnered with MotivationUSA.com. Remember, all the links will be in the description below, as well as saying merch. Patreon link is in the description below, where you guys can see uncut exclusive content, behind the scene features, and much more amazing stuff given to you guys. So we have the 2 fluid tanks. So this is the front, this is going to be the rear right here, and then we have these 2 fluid tank adapters. So let's cut up a hole. So we have this beautiful Italian made. So this right here is going to be the adapter. So I'm guessing this little thing will be going in here somehow. They're nice and not too heavy, not too light. Has that feel like it's actually something going on the bike. It's not cheaply made. This is pretty much the same exact thing, so let's fast forward. So this is pretty cool. If you rip open this little packaging, it actually says Rizoma on the back if you rip off this packaging, which is kind of cool. So, okay, now that's awesome. Remember, okay, I didn't know this actually, I'm guessing instructions right here. Yes. Mounting solutions, it tells you how to do it. So I'm guessing this one has it too. So you really gotta work for it to take it out. Yep, so basically the same stuff. So if you do get this, remember to make sure that in the fluid tank thingy you have instructions. All right, so we have two of these tank brackets, fluid tank brackets, and instructions that come along with it. So we're gonna start off with a small one first, just cause. Open that up. I love when packages come like that. How awesome is this? Oh my God. I can't tell you for how long I've wanted to add Rizoma products to my bike. Like, I wish you guys could touch this and like feel it. It is nice and heavy and just has this amazing finish to it. Rizoma, use only DOT4 brake fluid, made in Italy. But yeah, this looks amazing. It's nice and heavy, has a good weight to it. Put this here. Next up, we got the front brake fluid tank. I'm so excited. This is gonna be so amazing. I'm telling you guys, I've been waiting such a long time to get Rizoma products. Once again, love this kind of packaging. Ooh, we actually have a little bit more stuff in here. We have some black thingy, black thing, black thing. This is gonna come out. Oh, ooh, it has instructions. This one has instructions. Oh, this one has instructions too. I just didn't notice. So we have Rizoma instructions right here. Okay, we're gonna be using this. Thank you. How amazing does this look? Oh my God. That light you see is actually from the lights we're using in here right now. So max, minimum. It's see-through. I'm not sure. This is probably plastic, not glass, because people don't usually have glass. Oh, it's on the other side too. I first thought it was just like this, like there's nothing on the back, but it actually follows through. This looks so amazing. Use only DOT4 brake fluid, made in Italy, Rizoma. I like their R. This actually feels lighter than that one. The other one feels a lot heavier, but I'm pretty sure this is heavier, but it just feels a lot lighter than the other one, but looks nice. I really want to take this and smash it on the ground. I'm just curious what would happen. That part of me kind of wants to just see what happens. All right, we have instructions right in there. If you guys see closely, we have this little black thing right here. I'm gonna leave it in there, but then we also have another black thing right there. And then we have another black thing right there. So we're gonna leave that stuff in there so I don't misplace it, and I know it went with the front one. These are the beautiful fluid tanks provided by Rizoma and Motivation USA that we're gonna be attaching. Beautiful tanks that we're gonna actually be putting on our beautiful baby R6. So as you guys can see, the gold already matches. I don't know if you guys can totally tell, but the gold matches. So trust me, the gold matches, and it's gonna look amazing. Nice and heavy. All right, so let's move on to the next part. And we're back. All right, so the unboxing is not complete. I brought the bike down so it's not hanging in the air anymore. For this video and this build, put the bike in a horizontal position. So before we had it like that, where the rear wheel was up and the front wheel was down. But for now, we're gonna bring it up where it's all evenly coming up. So yeah, so let's bring the bike up and take it from there. All right, now that we have the bike in a very perfect position for us to work on the horizontal position, all the fluids, that one and that one, are gonna be leveled out so you guys can actually see how much brake fluid I actually lost. So if you guys be coming closer to this one right here, this is the rear brake one. You guys can see that the fluid is almost at the upper limit. Even though I use my rear brake more than my front brake, this is how much fluid we've lost over the course of a year. But if we come to this front one right here, the fluid's right a little bit above lower, and there's all this gap between upper and this white gap. That's how much fluid we've lost, and that's not normal. So when I first saw this problem, my first issue was that, is there a problem with the bike? But upon closer inspection of the bike, I could see these little white marks on the wheel that we can easily turn. So you guys can see all those white marks as I turn the bike around. All these, this is where it's like a crazy amount. I first thought these were water marks, but they're not water marks. They're actually brake fluid. This area is supposed to be gold like the rest, but instead it's like this chrome finish on here. And the reason behind that is because brake fluid rips off paint. So that's the reason we're gonna either change these rims out or just powder coat these rims. So once I saw these issues, then I found out that the problem wasn't the bike. The problem was actually right here. So this is where you pop off this little cap, and this is where you put you bleed out the brakes. So you put a little tube around this thing over it, and then there's a little thing you turn over here. I don't know what it's called, washer or whatever you turn. And then once you turn it, then you do the whole brake bleeding thing. So with this thing, I probably didn't turn it around or close it around closed it correctly and tightened it down. So it's a little bit shiny. I don't know if you guys can see that because the camera won't focus correctly, but it's a little bit shiny. So you guys can see how the cap is a little bit wet. So what we're gonna do is clean off the cap, take some paper towels, clean this off, clean this whole area off, tighten this down. And then after that, we're going to come back up here, change that little tank up, and then let's see if we're still losing fluid, then I'll have to find out what the issue is. But I really believe that we won't have to bleed the brakes. So we got ourselves a paper towel right here, and then we're gonna take the little cap off. Pops right off. As you guys can see, there was a little bubble right there. So we're just gonna clean this up right here. So the plug, the nipple thingy, the nipple thing is fully clean inside and out. It's best if you first tighten it down. So I have a 8mm right here. I don't know if it's called socket, wrench, whatever. So we're gonna tighten this up first and then we'll clean it up to make sure if any fluid is still coming out or not. All right, so that is fully tightened down. All right, so I feel like that's as dry as it can be. It's not really shining anymore or glittering from the middle. Like the whole thing is not shining anymore. So I think that should be good. So if you guys can see different angles, thanks to the ABBA stands, we can easily turn the wheel. All right, so let's move to the Rizoma tanks. Next thing we're gonna do is open this cap slowly, take out all the brake fluid, take off the cap, and then we have this little plastic rubber kind of thing that keeps everything, no air, and keeps everything compressed in there. So I might tip this over into a little container. So that much brake fluid doesn't seem like a lot, but it fills up the container pretty much all the way. So we cleaned that out. It's just yellow because that's just how it is, because the brake fluid's always in there. So I guess I'm stained the plastic. So once again, don't use plastic for anything. There's this little metal clamp thingy, which you have to get some pliers, pincher that, and then move it down, and then remove this. And then once we remove this entire thing, we'll slide out and we put the Rizoma Beautiful Ones. By the way, it's sitting right here like an angel on our beautiful ABBA tool tray thingy. Apparently this is not used. This mounting adapter is not important for this. All right, so right here in the instructions, if you read the bottom part, it says not compatible with fluid tank CTT, CT whatever, and then the bottom right here, it says CT115, and this part number right here is actually CT115. So this thing right here is not gonna be important for us, I believe. From my understanding is that we're gonna remove this, put this in its place right there, and then those holes, this is where the Rizoma tank is gonna lie. And in case I'm wrong, please let me know in the comment section below or DM me on Instagram if I'm wrong. But for now, that's how we're gonna be installing it. Fluid tanks provided by MOTOVATIONUSA. Links in the description below. Shout out to Nate. What we're gonna be doing is, you see this little pinch bolt? We're gonna pinch these things with the plier and then move this down and then slide this out. Grab this and push. Oh, it actually loosens up so you guys can see. Oh. There you go, bring it down. We should be able to just push this out. Is it coming out? Yeah, it's coming out. Slowly and surely it'll come out. So instead of this nasty looking thing, we're gonna be using this beautiful looking thing by Rizoma. So you see the difference into that? This is just some plastic looking bucket, and this is actually a work of art. So you guys can clearly see the difference between the two and which one would match the gold bike even more. Would it be the plastic crap or the golden beauty, aluminum beauty? Just stick that in there, and it slides in a lot easily because it's not plastic, it's actually metal or aluminum. I gotta make sure I don't break it. And then we just bring this up, hide it away. There you go. All right, now that we have the pinch bolt on there, all we need to do is make sure it goes into that circle and we should be good. And then since we have to remove these bolts right here, and then the gap that we have within there, as you guys can see that gap right there, we're just gonna slide this black thing into the tight hole. So this is the front, but in the back over here, there's like this little washer built-in screw thingy or whatever. So as per the instructions, so over here it says that if it has a little washer thingy, whatever on the other side, then use this setup. So we're gonna try that. All right, so as always, we're gonna have issues with even the easiest of the builds. So this is the screw that was originally in here when we disassembled the configuration. So there's a bunch of bolts here that we took out because then you had to open this little ring to fit it in. All right, this screw right here that came with the bracket, it goes within the circles, but it doesn't fit in this hole right here. It's too big. So this is pretty much a tight hole. This is blacked out. So this will not go in there. So this pretty much is useless, right? And then we have this glorious piece right here. This is actually the OEM screw that was actually originally in here. This won't fit either. It actually fits through the hole, so it's black enough, but it doesn't go through. This has this extra little place where there's no thread on the bolt. That part creates a severe gap. I don't have a bolt for a custom method, so we're gonna have to just makeshift something. All right, now if you guys look closely right there, there's a big little gap because we have a spacer right here, but this spacer is not big enough for the space that is in between the bolt and this thing right here. So basically the OEM bolt, which the instructions say they use that if you can't find anything else, it doesn't work. All right, so the instructions are just, they're at the bare amount, and it's just, I don't know, they're not really helpful for someone like me. We were given these two as well, this small little screw and this washer, I believe that's what you call it. We were given these as well. One thing just fell and disappeared forever. This screw actually fits perfectly into that hole right there. This hole and the other hole that was supposed to go inside. But as you know, luck has it that this is too small, but I'm gonna have to go to like Home Depot or something and find a longer screw the same size as this, just longer. And another issue that we're running into is this little thing right here, this black thing. So once we actually do install this, this is gonna hinder us from doing anything. Not happy with that either, but so we're gonna have to slice this part off. My goal is, but I don't have any tool that does that because once again, I don't do this stuff. So we're gonna have to order some attachments. I won't do this in this video because I wanna just show you guys everything finished product. So what we'll do is we'll take the pinch bolt, move it up, take some Allen keys to open up the top part of the Rizoma thing, and then fill it up, close it, and then we'll attach it to the thing. Otherwise, we won't be able to open this because this thing comes in the way. And then I'll order something from Amazon, like a Dremel. I have the Dremel tool, I just need the specific tool that can cut. Like this is like, pretty much, this is metal. So I need something that can cut metal. I don't have anything that cuts metal. I can cut fairings like plastics. It's just, you know, another thing we're gonna have to do. But the whole idea of this build series is to do things that I've never done before. Come across problems, troubleshoot them, and try to figure out a solution. So temporary solution has been found. Hopefully this will fit. I haven't tested it all the way. So first of all, let's move this pinch bolt up. All right, now the pinch bolt is up. Let's open up the Allen keys, fill it up with some brake fluid, and then we'll tighten everything up. Should come off pretty easily. We have the cap, the golden cap itself. Then we have like the other one you guys saw. That was pretty snug. And then on the inside, you guys can see that's where everything is gonna go. So we're just gonna fill that up and then close it back up. Should be pretty simple. So we got some DOT4, DOT4. Watch this squirt all over me. He's gonna laugh. Hopefully this works. We're just gonna pour some in there. Okay, yeah, that should be enough. Next thing is we're gonna have this little cap thingy. Hopefully this goes on there with any issues. Okay, so no fluid is coming out, it looks good. Make sure we put this on the right way. Okay, don't tighten it all the way down. This is my chubby fingers. Tighten it down with my hand. I feel like I forgot a step, but it's okay because accidents are meant to happen. All right, guys, I tried whatever I could. I spent even another hour doing this. Like I'm going out of my mind right now. This is the best we can do. So I took out the small bolt that I had. I went with the OEM one. Problem with the OEM one, since I showed you guys, it has a limit. The whole bolt isn't threaded, so I did the best that I could. Added the washers, not the washers, but the spacer stuff and everything that I could to make sure that as much space is taken. But the thing is, still move. So it's not that snug of a fit, but for now we're gonna leave it the way it is. It looks amazing, it really does. I know what the solution is to get a different bolt, which I can. Thing is, I feel like with the hardware provided, from Rizoma and stuff, I feel like it should have worked, but it's not. So that's okay, we'll just find another bolt. I have to go to Home Depot and look for it. So I'm pretty disappointed, but it's okay. This is a learning curve. This is the reason we're doing the build series, is to learn. Like if you zoom in, it really pops out and it stands out and looks really nice. And I feel that it goes really well with the custom frame sliders that we did. So I don't see any leaks, nor does it look shiny or anything like that. So now what we're gonna do is move to the front, but we're gonna have to bring it down because it's not on my level, because I am gonna be using my seat. All right, so I got the bike lowered and moved it around, almost tripped and died. So we're gonna do the same process. We're gonna take this cover off. Then we're gonna first drain the fluid out of there, which isn't a lot to begin with. Then we'll begin with removing this and figuring out which one of the attachments we will be needing, because they give you a different couple of attachments. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be this one, the one that's a loop. But I'll take all this stuff out so you guys can see. And then it should be a very basic install. And in this one, we will be using the adapter. So unlike the other one where we didn't need the adapter and it wasn't even compatible in the first place, we will be using the adapter for this one. And now looking here, we have all of our components that we took out. So this is a big thing. That's where this one's not as bad, like all plastic, orangey, yellowish, like the rear one was, but we have the long tubing. So here I have the parts all laid out. We have the main thing right here, and then we have 3 different styles of mounting. So with my knowledge, I'm thinking we're gonna be using either this or this, not the straight one, and then we have the adapter itself. So now for a comparison, you guys can kind of see, sorry about the lighting, so you guys can kind of see how this is gonna go. On the bottom right here, you have one place where the adapter goes inside the bike, so that's where this is gonna be. And then the other black part is where we insert one of these hoses. All right guys, me being the dumbass that I am, this can actually come off. So I can take this screw off, which I don't know why it's that loose, but come on. Yes, I can take this screw off and I can practically take this entire little thing off. And all we have left is this one little hole, this clean little setup. This screw can go in there. But yeah, pretty much like that. So this aligns perfectly with that hole right there. Rubber thingy in there, fit it into the hose, and then we should be done. All right, so I added the screw that we took out. I put it back in there. Or I put it back in there with the adapter. So basically this is a little rough example of how it's supposed to look like. We're also gonna be using the longer version of the little plastic hose that we have. So basically this goes inside the tank, and then this part right here will go inside the rubber hose. All right, so that's fully in there, as you guys can see, all the way flush fit. Next we have this, so we're gonna put this inside the rubber hole. Once it's fully in there, we'll do the pinch bolt screw thingy all the way to the top, and then add the adapter. As you guys can see, everything is now fully installed. I put in the screw, everything's tightened up. It actually matches the curve of, you gotta see it the right way. It matches the curve of the windscreen. It actually looks pretty nice. It looks like it belongs there and it's not like obtuse. So without further ado, let's fill up the fluid and call it a day. What is up, everyone? We are finally complete with this build. We have the beautiful Rizoma tank on there with the fluid, as you guys just saw us putting it in there. It looks so amazing because you can't even tell the fluid's in there. Like, you can barely tell the fluid's there. So another closer look at this. Looks amazing. Like, you have to, once again, you have to see it in person. It doesn't do it justice, but this product looks amazing. It did take me a little longer to install than I thought it would, but everything just takes longer because once again, this is the first time I'm doing this, and also recording it at the same time kind of makes it tough. And then we got this beautiful piece right here. Looks amazing as well. A little, stuff we gotta fix, but it's all right. The main part right here, everything looks good though. No issues yet, no leakage or anything like that. Overall, this has been really, really fun. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to subscribe only because you love me. Remember that to have patience when you watch these builds because I am getting used to doing this stuff. But yeah, so I had a lot of fun doing this. Huge shout out to Motivation for partnering up with me for this video. Hopefully we'll see a lot more of them in the future. So huge shout out to Nate, huge shout out to the Motivation team, huge shout out to Rizoma. I already have the next product for our build. It's gonna be something amazing. We're gonna dive more into performance now. Look forward to the video where I'm actually out on the bike riding it, because that's the best part about this new upgrade is that the cockpit, as I ride and do motovlogs, the cockpit is gonna look amazing with that gold awesomeness right there. All right, so I'll set everything up, show you guys one last look of me opening her up, and then see you guys in the next video. This is Riding Insane. Remember to subscribe, only because you love me and I love you.